da sun peace tare da ito kuma me kuka ce garin namu ne mu duba kai ya rarrabe one love peace muna son unity ni da kai mu yi guda don power is the ability ka so na waje kamar na gidanka no kalami domin mu duka mun zo ne mu duka za mu tafi malamai na wasi wai mu ganci nan mu bari munafiki munafuka shari ba ta muna gari da yawo base to base suna kulla shari bai da kyau ku bar mu gamu suriya guda Hausawa na cewa sun siya madaurin ki daya hannuna da hannunka she mu kamanta sunna tunda dai mu munte to kan mu manta da baya idan kamun kai yafi kamun hulla da na laraba ni da kai tashi hankali da siyasa zai zama na bacin rai a barka ka tada zaune sai hauka fit the right you know I yalla bai peace over war let's get two fingers in the sky symbolize this nothing but love then this is what I call the bitter truth mu kyale wani siyasa zango youth hey da mu so juna mu ringa yin junanmu nasi'a makare take fadi wa shurum yafi komai duban shurum yafi komai da bebe yafi kowa a gaishe ka ni futa ranka ya dade a ja zamanin ka zuwa can ai ta bangare to zaman lafiya zuwa rubutu Allah maimaita muna shekara da shekaru to bangon nan na da yawa akwai na kalangare pepe kani kane pepe yayan ka ne balarabe wai menene fade kishi fadan da gaske a bar ni in kashe pepe mu yi zaman ba annabe musulmi ya ga musulmi yau washe ya dake ka tambaye shi ne ya faru sai ya ce ma an rabe pepe abin ka na wane mu ga mu ai mu kankashe mu rika tutan zumunci mu duba kan mu tabe
I stand for peace, so I had haters. Medina so some bomb fake, so I got my crew soldiers. So sanatis, all troublemakers. Dakanta, muke fuji shade 100 meters. Mubadi gaba mutaro mu yankali mu yiguda. Mubadi fada mu so june iso mu chigaba. Ba mu jin, ba mu body de be fit the hey. I stand for peace, not endorse somebody deny it.
Kaduba can arewa di fada ne mutane na taraba wa duba Libya, Tunisia, jinin da aka zuwa duba Somalia, Rwanda, duba Sudan. Kana ba mu haka dina ce muna da hankali. Ba kaman da so mu bani muka zama haka ne albarkacin Allah ne rokan sa muke yin tahiru ke fadi muku na ce ku ji da ni soyayyen juna duka yana cikin ba bambanci balle wawanci a hajji dokan gari ka ce wai bandi dana kai ne wa na ce muna zumunci peace love and harmony muke ba kowani
bismillahir rahmanir rahim alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin ina fa almajiri ina fa malami kowa ya saurari there is strength in numbers if we move us borders we can do more wonders I believe in oneness da kanta wani magana kai da dan wanka ku sasanta gafarta abota nan da say I know we can we wanna be that akwai soyayya to za mu iya yi
kai wakan gabar na tuna da wani alati matan su furu jikoki da yaran shi su duka na cikin babban gida guda don ya gwada musu zumunci da son juna
98.7 FM Baraka Yetiewo Babia.
It's here for Mama Che. Good morning to all our cherished listeners and our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. Baraka 98.7 FM Mirindi Abdul Fattah Yusuf. And then Wednesday, the 21st of the month of January 2025. Mutie free Ahujo and so on. We do Ahujo now I share the opposite the Chief Palace or Ena onsa ebekae enti munhye so say ne nso yebehya se any jumade sronko a efa newspaper headlines a yedi ebebremo efa de ekoso ewo ye man Ghana nti no ansa na ebekwa no so no ene de arehopa ene de hye ene jumade no ase young and ambitious man that whom I know closely from afar. Unfortunately, the news we are having is that very, very terrible news. Or no, any misunderstanding be by or the knife at the stabbing area. Not even once, not even twice. Until maybe other investigations ever cause on answer at me and adequate information. Yesterday, ebia yema abotre. I feel quite a chance here, and say some of this information kwano ebe adia say yeti and I say the tuja. But the tuja send ebe yina ebe ya hwe dudu na omo amoni omobusuafo no are not on good terms, you know. Find a solution, find amicable solution. Fine. In fact, sometimes when I say Mufi say it cannot continue. Why? Divorce is something that yes, sometimes it's possible. To divorce, you know, will be in separate ways. But yes, idea where friends saying killing and attempt to kill and all that thing comes in, then it becomes a serious matter because life should not end and should not go like that. And inti we any day and ne anope ABH remobeti de kanasi. Nino, former aspiring parliamentary candidate for MPP in the Kole Kloti. In fact, he was the chairman. He was the chairman of the constituency. Very, very aspiring, very, very energetic, very, very humble. Let me see that way. That's how we knew him. But unfortunately, the news we are having is really a terrible one. You could see many of the newspapers the story. But in the meantime, yes, I can say, and Nejumadi Sunku baso ene anope yeko ewo Araji Park in the Nsawam Adwajiri. Yes, Zongo community. Let me put it that way. Yes, scholarship scheme by His Eminence, the Chief Imam of Nsawam Adwajiri municipality, is having another scholarship that is going to roll out for the young ones who are in school. Omo maya de ontoatimi asunya de adum pepe so bia say omo toaso eko tertiary institutions no omo ene adia ene yedi omo hihye ne so no ede bebreme for scholarship scheme imam ene nin penyufo pa and the entire leadership of the community ni nyina no omaka mo habo ma sedabi. This is the way to go, because we are thinking about Enkwalano Dachi and the Dachi of Nsawam Adwajiri Zongo community. Inti we any there and yedi bremo. And we actually no suno yebeko a friend saying National Chief Imam in the conference hall Kanda and suno live yedi bremo on Baraka 98.7 FM. Inti mun share so mun kan ho na enyina ntimi ehwe de ebeko so enne on YouTube and our Facebook page. Yes, join us, subscribe, call friends and loved ones to also join us, so that all of us will be on the same pace, because information I will need it. One year in Tema Ubekiri. Ha, intimation so. We need it yedi beshas. In the first place, let's listen to what transpired yesterday. Terrible one, once again, at the Circle VVIP Efa Eja. Fire service Mrebiano omo kachre omo advice here, but did wanna yentie. And again, in terms of our city planning, so no eka ho connection of electricity anyhow, wooden structures. Why we cannot have a modern market? And the mintiasie midjun kwana mintiasie, but maybe gradually. Because of this, I understand the AMA and also in Kumasi KMA, they are also trying to embark on decongestion. It's very, very necessary. So that at least there will be space. Friends saying market no obedidra. At least there should be a space. There should be some space that you can have some breathing air. But unfortunately, our market and the way it is so terrible. People sell on the pavements. People leave their shops and come out to sell on pavement and then block ways, car and bicycle, moto, nipa cry and antiquana problem. Until the AC and no, and also no yedi bebremo and chibiano. And into moma daily graphic, your vice president, Ejuma Odi, Efa, your Ghana mine. Yes, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Jean. Yes, was a homegrown solution drive economic gains vice president and Edisa Samwe the Tuja. Until Moma Enko na Yenko Tie, the vice president Eka or share the issue of IMF extension. Somebody may say, or my extended for another 3 months. In fact, me cry coming cry 3 months require also. About to me, you know, His Excellency Dramani Mahama and any finance minister, Dr. Kesela Tuforsin, any governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson is here about Munina Mbo Mudiana, Muntimi and my free, because I am a friend. I call say, yes, you are independent, so you are not independent. Because financially, if you are not independent, it means you are still not independent. Meanwhile, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, 1957, or see the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless all Africa. Until ya children who are under IMF, then we are still going there to borrow, beg, and how to manage our economy. But Ghana, the BBSC, the air Canadian, you could see a sentiment GDA in our system, because His Excellency Dramani Mahama Obojuma, just to make sure the economy is back on a track. Until we need your vice president all count with regards to the IMF in Shishe. Our daily graphic is to capture the front page, a major story. The vice president.
Of debt, stability, and development finance sits at the heart of our future, not only the country, but also the continent, and also at the heart of the global economic resilience. Africa has been central to global growth for generations. What has often been missing is not value or potential, but fair valuation. Like every other region or economic zone, Africa faces economic challenges. Some are domestic, some are structural. Others arise from unequal trade terms and from shifting global economic goalposts. These are
Baraka FM.
They are realities that must be confronted honestly. Ghana's reality is markedly different from a year ago because the reforms driving our recovery have been nationally led, rigorously implemented, and supported by our partners, including the IMF. Inflation has dropped sharply from double digits to single digits, consistent with the target of the government and the independence of the central bank. The Ghana cedi has stabilized and at times appreciated against major currencies, helping to calm foreign exchange markets and restore confidence. As a result, the IMF Executive Board builds in discipline, institutions,
Baraka
and public
FM.
confidence. As Ghana transcends the IMF-supported program, the direction of travel is clearer. IMF programs are neither painless nor perfect. But when economies are under stress, pragmatism, credibility, and discipline matter more than rhetoric. In the last quarter of 2025, I had the privilege of representing President Mahama at the EU Global Gateway event in Brussels, Agora in Palermo, and the AU-EU Summit in Rwanda. One message was consistently clear across all platforms, that Africa is ready to do more for herself while sustaining mutually beneficial partnerships with global institutions. Ghana's recovery demonstrates what is possible when strong national commitments meet coordinated multilateral support. This is not a perfect story, but it is a credible one. For Africa as a whole, the path forward requires responsibility and reform at home and globally. If we succeed, and we should succeed, Africa's stabilization will benefit Africans and strengthen the global economy that we all share.
We your man Penny Nabedichi, Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Okasa about the issue of IMF, even though an extension of 3 months, and also a lot of economics are spoken in that direction. One of them, Dr. Peter Tekpe, Mumayentino, na yaba na yasanko, num said yes, he was second, a very disturbing issue. Until Mumayanko Nenkuti, Dr. Peter Tekpe on the extension of IMF.
The IMF extension is necessary because of the gain or the benefit it brings to the economy. You know, it's because of IMF that today we are seeing the gains we've made in the debt to GDP, and I would say to a large extent the fiscal discipline. And if you look at what happens, especially every year when audits are conducted, and you look at the leakages and the wastage in the system, the amount of money or revenue that is lost, and then especially to procurement inefficiencies, we could have been able to mobilize enough to actually execute most of the development projects that we even go for loan to execute. And so if we continue with the discipline we are seeing now, then that is going to be actually productive for the economy. So we should focus on the fiscal discipline we are seeing now. And then we should also look at how we will consolidate the gains we are now, especially with regards to what is happening in the international community. We shouldn't think that gold prices will continue to be high. We shouldn't think that cocoa prices will continue also to be high. We should know that the world economy is very volatile as we speak, which means that anything can.
We any day, Dr. Peter Tekpe also with regards to the extension of IMF. Yes, into my into us now. And when gold board or money, friend is saying more into the mines. Yeah, some of them say Dr. Kinashigbe anytime bia ni dina na ebeba ntino enu akire ni so ye de bebre mu ba ansa na no enko na ehu the enti the course with regards to the fire outbreak that engulf a friend is saying Enra circle VVIP the course Enra. In fact, we have the PRO of the national PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service. We also know Ekasa with regards to a dear Emma, some of friends Ejashishe AC. We are not really learning from our mistakes. Intino Mumba Yanko na Yanko Tie, the victims who went through this unfortunate incident. Ewo VVIP circle. New plan home.
Me shop like and me fridges, me fridge. Me was because me got you low. They say I'm me about 24th na me baba cry we. It is at when me go any 1 week. Me see any 1st February. And they say we in my best cat tennis. To me what they say to the market. You are Baraka FM. Where there's supposed to be a room, a lot of people have occupied them with this building. So we find it difficult. Even when the fire started, if there was a lane or a road to that effect, I don't think it has gotten to where is it now. It started around 9 something. So yeah, 9 a.m. But it was just small. It started inside here, and I learned there was a deep freezer on old. Where you see how these people are in the market, you see trouble people and other things. They have old freezers and other things that they are using. So when it's too old and anything happen, it could be the factor. It could be the cause of the whole thing.
Yeah, for when the Infonia on Facebook and tomorrow on Facebook on Baraka FM 98.7 FM mobile video from GBC and now on page so on Facebook and on YouTube. See you can see Bomodia Neko now the victims what they have lost and what they need to place.
Initiate BBS document Ghana carry by na see face to go. Then ban push ban quite say we see the BBS what to pick down and say ya kan de shemi o ana mi kina on mi free no crowd there mi be free no crowd there so why so
Baraka FM.
Yo, it's here for we any day now. A free circle and ra. The course so far. A free tour. A tour. Circle VVIP station hall. We are the the PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service DO2 Desmond National Exercise omo ba ye no di si omo kwan eni di anka omo nya obunya omo timi aboa ama sa ejari di an anye di na sa embi bia eduri nyina no so ko no so omo bia no so investigation di omo timi hu ye to do investigation
Baraka FM.
At exactly 10:07, we received this unfortunate call that a section of the market just behind Royal BBI Circle has been gutted by fire. So we dispatched our fire engine to industrial area fire station, which is within the STC yard, and within 5 minutes they got here to meet an advanced stage fire. What it means is that the fire had already gotten out of hand. But initially when they came, they found it very difficult to assess the seat of fire. That is where the fire was actually raging from. And the fire, because it was spreading rapidly, they had to call in 4 additional fire tenders from nearby stations to come in to augment with firefighting. So as at now, the situation has been brought under full control. We are hearing that some people may have been affected in terms of fatalities, but per our checks, we have not encountered any fatalities, neither have we recorded any injuries. Therefore, casualty levels is nil as at now. Investigations have commenced into the cause of this unfortunate incident, and I believe that with time, when we are able to conclude with our investigation, we will let the public know exactly what led to this fire. But the initial challenge, some of the challenges that we faced were lack of access, lack of effective hydrants within this Royal BBIP enclave, and therefore we had to shuffle between Farisco and then GRA circle here to draw water. And aside the 5 tenders, we had support from the Assembly and Ghana Immigration Service, who also supported us with water tankers. So 2 water tankers also came in to also augment with the firefighting. So currently, I can confidently say that the situation is under control. We are managing the pockets of fire, and as and when we are able to fully bring the situation under control, we'll let.
We DO2 Desmond Akaune PRO of Ghana National Fire Service. Ono kasa fire the course enra was circle enya sempakra antino. You do now almost say omo bompa almost say buying embo modi. Imagine groups partner Gambia for National ID projects. I am the most viable candidate to unite MPP. We engineer Kobina Japan. Someone said 31st MPP for Omoko Oko to Aba in their own internal primary election. Gold Ball signs agreement to refine gold locally. I don't really actually the Bremo. The Kena should be okay efa sa inshishe you know. Doctor Kena should be ex-NPP candidate stabs wife in US arrested. Hey, Ninoy. Na ebane saying mumma yanko a family a member or a relative the uncle of the victim you know any okasai efa the CEO ni baso efa misunderstanding about between husband and wife. Far away in US, that ended up into the police. You can say, he's in the hands of the police. But moment Mr. David Japani, he spoke from our sister station. The Okai,
in Pennsylvania,
Baraka
the United States of
FM.
America. We got the news on Sunday, early hours of Sunday morning. My sister called me around 4:30, 5 a.m. and said she's just received a call from Nino's auntie, who is in Maryland, that this is what has happened. And currently, our daughter is in the hospital. So that's when we got the news. But as to the exact day, I cannot say, but I'm sure it will be somewhere early hours of Saturday, because she underwent surgery. So we were able to talk to her, I think, after the... I would say she's a bit out of danger because she received prompt treatment when she got there. The facility also happens to be where she works. So I think she received the best care according to her. So far, she's good. About 3 times, I think the attempt was to stab the neck area, where she said she was able to kind of block, like use the hand to shield that aspect. So the first stab was in the rib.
Baraka
and that
FM.
also resulted in some injury, and the other 2, I think, was in the tummy, and that also affected some vital organs. But I mean, we are hoping she recovers. I think when she came back from work, they had a few confrontations, and according to her, that she said, okay, I'm no longer interested. If things will go the way they are going, then I may have to ask for a divorce. And I think that didn't sit well with him, and he went downstairs. I think she also rushed to the room, locked the door, but he came back, broke the door, and with a knife. And I mean, having issues is normal. So I'm sure maybe they've had their own issues, but for that one, I cannot say that, oh, maybe the previous day there was this argument or that. I mean, she's still not in the right state, so we don't ask her. Tell me if there were any such confrontations earlier on. She has not mentioned that to us yet. So, but I also don't want to assume that there was nothing like that. But as far as the larger family is concerned, I mean, I don't know. You know that's what that's.
Baraka
We have
FM.
2 kids together, 2 boys together. But Nino already had 3 kids before they got married. So in all, they have 5 children, and all the 5 were with them in the States.
So all the 5 kids are in the US with the wife.
With the blood and everything, and the whatever is happening to her, she managed to drive to the hospital all by herself. So I'm sure the reports we had, Nino turned himself in. But what the auntie said, he said he turned himself in. So I don't know how the whole thing, whether he called somebody for advice or not, I can't say. But all that I know is currently in the police custody. But the wife is doing well. My cousin was at the hospital yesterday, and he confirmed, oh, she's doing well. So we keep praying day by day. Yeah, so this exactly that.
Baraka FM.
What the Lord says when somebody commits such an offense is what we seek for. The law must be followed to the letter. and whatever punishment or sentence that it is deemed with regards to.
We any Ninoi insensema by enra ewo United States of America on in yiri ene omonkwala 5 na mintimu hase esi according to the story muti Mr. David or the two just say of sikan and or the war yiri not once not twice eba nesano the wife has to manage and then get herself to the hospital and kanyesa kanti asampa esere tifo emre bia muti ho na se bia munti mu hase finance should be there should always be a way out papa sa obashuri ni pana sa obekuni pani de eno de emra no enja usa we need a sad story that came from the US. Still in the US, someone say Ken, former finance minister Ken Oforiatta enra and the first appearance in court ni lawyers omujinemu pintin say na nkomunya ekwana this thing should not be in the public domain until say yakasa ekwa de court adi nsem adi atu in the 27th of April 1 p.m. now mobesa at in the meantime he's still in the US custody the moment court na nkotie any lawyer or plead this ankonya anyone who is not related to this particular issue should stay out until no osre say courts embo moniana onye ni sa emma omo dudo no sun sisi na ade na oha no ho amano no ade na omba Ghana na Ghana so de say no say friend saying OSP any attorney general any mpanyimfo aka no nyina no omo hwero na enu akwa demonstration course so eno so na every efa Bernard Mona and some other leadership of those who Arise Ghana movement more organized the mono on mono so yebeti. By in the meantime momenty the lawyer of former finance minister of the Republic of Ghana or Amanoni no kwena okosana hu yare era ni visa according to the story say spy in overstaying and this asemu nyina no ba momenty the lawyers.
So the other issue is there's also a master calendar hearing, and I believe that given the nature of the issues, that sensitive subjects will be raised during the master calendar hearing. Are you also requesting that the master calendar hearing be closed to the public?
Yes, and one clarification, Your Honor. We would like both hearings to be closed to the public. However, with respect to the bond hearing, we would like to have that held as soon as humanly possible to include today. I defer to the court and how to make that happen.
The judge agreed.
Anyone who is present, who is not one of the parties or is not an attorney on another immigration matter should leave the WebEx. Otherwise...
Yo, Marty, judge no such item say ubi a work court ho is essential for am person muntin nsem nyina no e be si mu kwai so the court proceedings nyina nya dia e be say mu wie no mu pie dia na ndia obatimeti but pass e obanya akonya awra court ho de bi omsre na judge no so no agitum but enran so no Ghana ha demonstration e course say Debbie e wo United States of America embassy e wo Accra ha almost Debbie ensem fata se be kipino America for prisons ombraha na ombe ya no efa ensem bebri efa yesika sem any nyama ya accuse no mama yenko na yenko tie de one of the organizers honorable Bernard Mona
to be returned, and the United States of America is keeping them in the US. We think that there is a lot more questions for him to answer in Ghana than to be detained in the United States of America. Consequently, we have to picket at the US Embassy for the next 2 weeks from today so that we can demand of the United States to return Ken to Ghana. I'm not sure that there is anything about courts when the courts of Ghana are competent to handle the issues involving financial impropriety, the issues involving domestic debt exchange, and the consequences they have had on the economy of Ghana. That President Akufo-Addo himself regret so much. There is nothing about keeping Ken Oforiatta in the United States. He committed no crime apart from visa overstay in the United States of America. What he said in Ghana has to do more with financial impropriety and others, and that is why we want in Ghana. So we are confident that the U.S. will extradite him after our picketing in the next 2 weeks, after which, if they are not able to extradite him, we will review our operations. For now, we are picketing from 8 o'clock to 4 p.m. daily for the next 2 weeks. After that, we may review to sleep over the United States Embassy in Accra. Before today or before now, Ken Okorata was not a wanted person in the United States. He has always been a wanted person in Ghana. And therefore, if you have to go by the accounting principle of FIFO, first in, first out, then he should be brought to Ghana to face the justice in Ghana. If thereafter, he can go and face any justice thereupon in the United States of America. But what he is facing now has to do with his request for permanency in the United States of America. He has overstayed his visa, but he has also applied to the United States so that he can have permanent stay in the United States. Unlike the earlier stages where he indicated that it was out of ill health that he was in the United States. Today, it is no more about ill health. It is about fear of what they will come and do or what will happen to him. And I'm saying that we are not hyenas, neither are we cheaters who want to eat Kanokodata alive. All that we want him to do is to come and handle the situation that he has gone through with the people of Ghana. And that's basically it. I'm not sure.
We Bernard Mona on one of the organizers of Arise Ghana movement and now TC Chrome Casa Debbie demonstration or US embassy. What the Okano or say 2 weeks continuously Modiana demonstration there. Ya kusi sa America for Betias na or mama former finance minister on Samberfi na Ombeko through the allegations the Ebono say fa yesika asem Daily Guide or say ex NPP candidate stab wife in US arrested and then Illinois 2024 non parliamentary candidate for the NPP a friend in Kole Clote yes oni Zenato Dr. Zenato and yes I know but previously he was the chairman of the constituency. Margin takes ID success to Gambia and also hard Kobina Japan unveils 6-pillar policy and also a black one must go minority. You say no press conference pa see there be Honorable Ekujoto Ablakwa foreign minister onyade according to minority you see there be mampenye ni mini ya onye ni free because diplomacy no enye sa odi because uhwe omo amoba ya nsa na oba na nyina no nyina omo ayiro ho de esefata ntino ensese obese record no the way the minority so the no actually the voice no the bebremo no more raw gold export. Gold Board Gold Coast Refinery signed deal and the Daily Guide newspaper front page headline. Ghanaian publisher see IES back NPA price floor policy and on the Eduji Esquire Tamaklu and on the Nufoni Adiabata story no. Family alleged judicial misrepresentation in Gualand dispute and Ghana signs historic gold refining deal. 1 ton of gold to be refined locally every week. Hey, a very good news, pal. Now we kwa the anka we kwa the jinaso say yen catch IMF for say bye bye. Sack reckless and incompetent Ablakwa. We a minority. The Custodian newspaper see Gold Board Gold Coast Refinery move to refine gold locally. And so ewaha yedi voice no edi bebremu later ema the Dr. Kenashigbe oka about this particular signing of this particular deal be part of Baumia's eminent victory. We ya MP Honorable Anodon Prayer or catch a delegate for say hey there you be part of the history. Make sure you also join and ensure say Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia become victorious. Sack unfits Ablakwa over diplomatic failures. Minority tells Mahama and also Ewaha IES backs MPA price floor regime. Stanbic Bank reaffirms support for Ghana's economic recovery. And also, the Daily Gist newspaper sack a black over US visa restrictions minority. Nekas Asami reshuffle looms. Hey, are you sure? And there's some about just say you see in Chibiano or more corridor of power. No, almost there be almost tinsem omunam and omotiti. And almost say almost tinsem. I free the friends in Flagstaff House. I actually say in Chibiano. We are likely going to get a reshuffle. Anything, see Lordina boy, Ice Defense. Why not Lordina boy? Yeah, some more. Yes. Ocean Funia Mudibaha, according to the newspaper, or the Kenneth Gilbert Eji, any Dr. Zinato Ajima Rollins, and then the other one is Mr. Jimfi. Yeah, so these are the names that they brought here and say talking about the reshuffle in Sensema Omodi Etuja. Kenneth Ajapon declares war on Baumia. Hey, war. Mukoto about war. Former MPP aspirant caged for stabbing wife in the United States of America. RTI commissioning summons finance minister over Article 71 ex gratia payment. Gold board signed deal to refine gold locally with Gold Coast Refinery. The Daily Statesman, honestly, John Bedu urges MPP flag bearer aspirant to prioritize unity. John Bedu, former general secretary of the New Patriotic Party, and also a friend is saying aspirant in an auto. So, Mumbo say in Kabum and what they should really be championing as they are getting to the end of their campaign, waiting for 31st to have their turn. IES defend NPA price flow framework. Coalition alleges mass layoffs, unpaid entitlement at Bogosu Pristia Mine and the Health Goldfields. Hey, accusation pioneer. I offer leadership with integrity. We engineer Cabinet at Japan outlines presidential policy vision. Minority demands a Blackwell dismissal over reckless diplomacy. And also the Republic Press will see battle for MPP soul heats up. Aspirant clash over party's future. Ofori Atta faces U.S. immigration fight as court adjourned to the case to April. And so you can get the full detail of the story in page 3. Naval's officer shot, one assailant killed in Bono region anti-Galamsey operation. Hey, Galamsey is some idiot. Veteran Ghanaian gospel musician Yao Sapon passes away. Former MPP PC arrested in US for allegedly stabbing wife. Fuel price out were expected. Cuts were expected, where Comac explained sudden drop amid Gold Star oil price war. The Accra Times was saying CPDA assesses public perception on President Mahama's first press conference. And also know the full detail of the story is on page 5 of the Accra Times. Accra Times newspaper was saying NPA boss Lord Store management for revamping operations. Hey, top idea. BOG boss to launch media recognition initiative. Minority MPs accuse Ablakwa over foreign policy poster. Ambassador Victor Smith, addresses concerns of citizens in the United States of America. Some of them say, a photo I would Ghana for any all those who are in the United States are mere foreigners in the United States. Maybe a OPB and Bomodian say, passport, Esho, Boto, and yes, idea, who betcha. Aha, and one of the congressmen are Okasa FA the ECOSUNO in terms of intimidation by security agencies. In fact, one of the security agencies, Krano, and also no PA or baby, see citizens will be a costabano because people are getting fed up about what is happening now under Trump administration. And the US in Sensem. The Source newspaper was saying famous gospel musician Yao Sapon has died. Sack Ablakwa over diplomatic blunders minority. S. Grasha, RTI Commission queries presidency. Finance Minister. Acute water shortage hits Tema East, Accra. Tema Easton, and then Accra. And then also, someone say MD Nidia or a Honorable Alhaji Mutawakilu, Samukaino, Damango, formerly of Damango. Sky Train case, GIIF board approved project, AG witness. The Chronicle newspaper also see Mahama takes bold decision to refine gold in Ghana. Technology breakthrough for Ghana was emergence to build ID system for the Gambia. Retraction and apology. Tokono's removal is questionable. Justice Nene Amegacha and Kasasami. The Observer Times also saying citizens are losing hope in Ghanaian democracy. We any day Kobina engineer Kobina Japan okay enra onya oma press conference. Minority demands a Blackwa's removal over US visa freeze. Gold board, Gold Coast refinery link agreement to refine gold locally. Mumbayanko na yankuti sa semi gold board in Shishei engineer Dr. Kena Shigbe Okasa Efa the Ekosuno Obo Abain Titru gold board.
All of this signing ceremony. But let me join
Baraka FM
Deputy Minister to congratulate the CEO and the board of the Gold Board for this momentous occasion. This is definitely a major thing that has to be done, and as my colleague said, this is the beginning of the journey. And we also would want to commend the governor and the board of the Bank of Ghana for whom the Gold Board works, to making sure that this happens. For us as the chamber, we are committed to refining gold in Ghana. It's something that we are committed to. This commitment is not just a talk. The Rand Refinery will tell you that the chamber has engaged them. The Gold Coast Refinery will tell you that we've been there. We also were at the Royal Refinery as well to look at that. And the solution that we thought that we required to ensure that LBMA accreditation happens in Ghana is this journey that we have begun today. We believe that definitely if the gold board was getting into other refineries that were not LBMA accredited, then we would use that gold to get a stock that would enable the Gold Coast Refinery and other refineries in Ghana to be able to start the process. And the partnership with the Rand Refinery is the solution for it. Because you could do a two-stage at the beginning, and then with time, with the agreement that have been signed, we will be able to do this in this country. So I think this is a major step that we have taken in our country, and I believe that our forebears will be happy with us that this has started. This is the beginning, and we are committed to ensuring that this happens and this is entrenched in this country, and we begin to see gold that is stamped with Ghana on it. And so this definitely is a major thing to happen. And we are committed in working together with the Gold Board, with the Bank of Ghana, with all the refineries in Ghana, Gold Coast Refinery and Rand, to ensure that this really stays. And by the time we get to the point where the volumes that the Gold Board CEO is talking about get delivered, because of the systems that are in place already, the LBMA accreditation definitely is going to happen once we go through that process. And once that happens, you are going to begin to see the large gold mines also refining their gold also in this country. So thank you very much. This is a process that has begun. Let's all be committed to it, and let's all make sure that this works for Ghana. Thank
you. All right. We the Ekoso Efa, your friend is saying Gold Board. The CEO of Ghana Chamber of Mines and Amutini Kind, Dr. Kenneth ashigbe and oma honorary marks for gold refinery agreement. We say the Ghana gold ni de ubwa enye Dubai bium Ghana ha ye be ni bibia ye be no ha ndinu gwa nkra wo pesa utokra na emse echirikwa na mi hu se Johnson Dumois no so no ya advert say wo pesa uto gold kra de men ha ho no say wo be call mo aso he ho na wakoto but wo beton so dia you don't have anyone to sell to unless you go back to omwa na watu ama ntino utokra na within a 6-month duration at least na ni seka no then akosoro kakra ntino we any de ekoso ewo ya manga. That's a good story and that's what you always have to make sure say ye de betu dwa se ne be ya manga na ebetimi afade ntuma pano asa frabio ntino we any de ekoso in terms of gold refinery in Sensem. We might go back for our newspaper review segment ye di bremo yenhwe the Observer Times. Hey, some Julius Debra, the quit power behind Ghana's political engine. Chief of Staff in Saminu. Aha. And I know say Empress Gifty wins 100K in Agrada defamation case. Hey, and asama about Agrada. Oh, one some pa emponi, you know. I don't know if there any properties there. Yes, kakitwa 100K. Gold Board, Gold Coast Refinery, MCN Bremonu. And we actually know the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And also, the Gold Board is a story. It's almost cut across all the newspapers. Yes, Ghana Gold Coast Refinery signed historic deal. 1,000 kg to be refined weekly. Sami Jemfi, Obojuma. In fact, meet Finance Minister Dr. Kesela for Autoforcing. Also, no, unya serious, want to me for unya juma. In fact, say be a man penny say ya wa point two. So want me any juma party ya. Until no about Sami Jemfi about say yes, despite political issues no there. Ono there or a brantia or yerin hopa Obojuma. Until no example back or the omodi chire see no efa agreement. VIP call for more balanced partnership between Ghana and IMF. Fire got dozens of shops at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. And also the 3,000 illegal firearms retrieved in Ghana amnesty. Hey, where do you say Dr. Adam when I say Momodiana yentu en San Fred na omba inchechim kakra because in fact it's a big success. 3,000 per day and that form just voluntarily people have been able to bring back this particular ammunition that is with them that they are carrying illegally. The Daily Searchlight is considered choose Kennedy or Hini at Japan or you lose forever. We Prophet Francis Labi on Okasa Semi ex Gracia Mahama Atuforsin snap RTI commission. NPP presidential primaries will be free, fair, transparent, credible and peaceful. We Nana B. Pipeline rupture to interrupt water disruption in Tema, part of Accra. We Ghana Water Company Limited. Someone say Ghana Water Company Limited. MD. Honorable Alhaji Mutawakilu, formerly of Damango on MPO. Minority slums foreign minister Blakwa over diplomacy demands his dismissal. Hey, minority for or see diplomacy. I say Blakwa. Chief Justice must act swiftly and fairly on petition against EC chair. Deputies we group now many petition call and I'm say there be Chief Justice someone there and many year yentininka a petition against the removal of EC chair. Daily Post newspaper see detention by ICE. Hey, someone Ken Oforiata, former finance minister. Ninsam and Asaba. See, it has been adjourned to April 27, 1 p.m. Intimo amu follow case in the mumbo modiana mentions. But munkain who say ni lawyers apply this omum pese yeribe in public. Intino is going to be strictly by only those who are really involved in the matter. Because omu request here, judge in so a grantee. Into when the Daily Post so edit to ja and anope. Valco not for sale. Process to modernize and expand it underway. We Jadek clarifies. Hey, some more abbreviations here. More cybercrime centers busted. 53 Nigerians arrested. BNFT newspaper and so on also kasa about the signing of the deal. Gold board in Sesame, MIIF and Gold board are paying for our addiction to now. True leadership is in your assignment and not your ambition. Edward Atusapo. And also Ekawe. On the front page of the BNFT newspaper, landmark agreement position nation as Africa's gold processing hub signed. Cashew sector sits on $660 million revenue potential. Let's get it well. Skill gap threatens tourism sector growth. The Daily Analyst newspaper. Also, see U.S. Embassy opens additional visa appointment slots ahead of 2026 World Cup. One person will call World Cup no. Munti mumbo madiana and the newspaper Daily Analyst. Mumbo madiana munsaka sakrata no. You get the full detail of this particular issue. Parliament to commence second session February 3rd. Police investigate shooting incident involving police officer at Wager. MPP's Ninoy Norte arrested in U.S. for allegedly stabbing wife. Oh, yeah, some more. The Guardian Point newspaper and so on saying, patient is what is required now. We are almost there. CDS Major General William Ajapon assures retired soldiers. U.S. visa freeze. Ghana is now seen as migration risk. Minority demand Ablakwa sacking. Ex-MPP parliamentary candidate Valentino Norte arrested in the U.S. over alleged stabbing of wife. Gold Coast Refinery. Gold Coast Refinery sign landmark deal to refine gold locally. The Campaigner newspaper and so on recall U.S. Ambassador Victor Smith immediately. We are minority. Hey, from Ablakwa to Victor Smith. Victor Smith, Ghana's ambassador to the United States of America. Parliament commenced second session on February 3rd, 2026. Bogosu Pristia mine promised $500 million investment yet to materialize. President petitioned. Taxi driver shot dead by policewoman following attraction. Huh? Oh, okay. Following altercation. Hey, attraction there and what can I say? Hey. Arise Ghana demands Ofori artists to return. Picket at the U.S. Embassy and their demonstration in Ra. The Herald newspaper, see one killed, another injured as Naimos exchange gunfire with illegal miners. Ghana's margin group seals Gambian national ID beats global revival. U.S. judge extend Ken Ofori Atta's detention by 97 days. His immigration case adjourned to April 27 after closed-door hearing. Ex-MPP parliamentary aspirant arrested in the United States of America over wife stabbing, charged with attempted homicide. Valco targets 300,000 tons under Gaidek strategic revamp plan. Sale claims dismissed. We ended the last newspaper and yedi bremo ba ansa na no mama yanko na yanko tie the AMA boss oka about decongestion a enchibia no because someone will say now nko person SID but so one names as for this congestion they are crying in particular and yeah it is how because the powers that be will not allow you to have your way. But Circling and Semi has also brought attention to what really we have to allow those in authority to do when it becomes necessary. But quite often no yen so in the moment AMA boss Michael Bakbo the okay about the congestion
we are doing now is we are going to enforce. We are going to put now the red lines again. We are going to enforce that they will go back to the red lines. And we are building some of the markets too. We are doing Salaga market, the Mokola number 2 we are doing something there. A couple of the markets. And Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama luckily has brought the 24 night markets, and we have started some of them. So now we have the grounds to say that if we move them, we have where to take them. So this time, by the end of the month, what we are going to do, you see the difference.
Yes, what did you say? You see the difference in Chibiano, Salaga market, one market, Modiana, the congestion there, because Nina Ewo Accra. That's the AME boss. Yes, Accra Metropolitan Assembly boss, and a Mutini in Kano. GPRT use someone say the omudi and then the omuye efa tortu sika omuji free passengers hono a enyamra kwan a ensem fata se omobe sa no eno so no Vice President, Minister of Transport, Minister of Trade and Industry o nyina no obi ayere ne ho abomodian se ye de omo ebe kasa so that they will be able to be fair to those who really patronize their works. In the moment, your friend General Secretary of GPRTU, Imoro Abbas, Okasaye, Efa, the Ekosu, and the sanctions are Edika Eti free Omo PRO, also Ekase, Sisi quite almost special task force, Omo the Sikrum, Omo Cheki. But Omo unique number in the minim da be no mudi bawo anka ni numbers ni de anka se o mfa mba na ye mfa ntudwa nti ubi a obetina ka mu bia e baka to say oh mi nko friends saying or for wa ha na aka to say oh mi de mi ndupo kwase o mi ko amasama odu amasama na aka say okay musi bia na wasa fa foforo na wasa jiska biom saa de ni de yesi da bi so ese so ntwa na aban so ye nhihye to bring more buses nti no mu nhye no so GPRT very face and drivers are more sadi munshare so man nya hwe yi na man nya yi dia if you are not careful you lose your job because aban the buses be bre ne ba then you be crying again nti mo man kono nkotie dia Imoro Abbas our General Secretary Emma GPRTU.
Now, not loading back to Amasama, like loading to Circle. Then when they get to Circle, they decide to load to Achimata. When they get to Achimata, they decide to load to Ofanko or any other. Instead of loading once, then they load about 3 or 4 places. So 3% was at the result of where we got the load, which took place in last year.
We any there eti muti de muti PRO sorry General Secretary Emma GPRTU or the Okai efa friend is saying the ekoso fasika omoji enye na kwan enye right but your motivation be wa answer na ebe kono na ye di jamu ene de em say enhihye no yes, because if free her, you call in Sawam Adwajiri, Araji Park, the Ecoso, a fast scholarship scheme. I am paying for I in Shisha and Ned Bebremo live on Baraka 98.7 FM. But Abrantibia, also a Kanya Missem or say, Unya no bedum pepe subidia, a futu party, motivational idea, advice party. Ehun ya kwase we betu for one kasano be your age be bia wudu nu de se ombo modi na nhihye ya ebeboa wo no na wagina onan so aye enye sade a emre bia no se wo social media and some other things deceive you dia and the emre no ebeko and there say bomodi na efa nhihye a ebeboa wo for to akwemu so that when it comes to your retirement, when others are going to Dubai, going to China, they're going to chill and return no also nkase eba ne sen mi fie eba ifo na omo ha me sanya mane nyina ne de ensem fata if there will be any change, it might be you. Ntimoma yanko tie abrantie.
Let me add people that are 35. If you are 35 and above 40 and above,
Baraka FM.
let me tell you the truth. You don't need any motivation. Aspire to Maguire, to aspire to reliever. Stop nonsense. You need discipline to pursue one major thing in your life and hit it hard. You don't need anybody, any one human being to come and advise you and start giving you motivational quotes. Motivational quotes is not bad, but for you at that level where you are, you don't need motivational quotes. What you have not been doing since that you need to do, start doing it. What you don't want to regret in your life when you are 60, start doing it. What you don't want to cry about when you are 80, start. It will be hard, do it. It will be painful, do it. Beat yourself, be hard on yourself. You don't need any motivation. Let your results inspire you. Let your growth motivate you. That stage of life is a critical stage where people have what we call midlife crisis. If you are not careful, the results of other people will start making you feel like a failure. That's when your friends have bought cars, your friends have children, your friends are traveling on vacation, many things are happening, and it's as if nothing is happening in your life. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. Everything you need is on YouTube. Sit down and learn it. You watch the video for tutorial for 2 minutes. You watch the one for comedy for 30 minutes. Brothers and sisters, that time has what? Expired. If you are up to 40 years old,
for ahanedi adechumunshira the bremone ahanedi and esiba will be having an extension and it's a quote in Sawam Adwajiri Zango baby a municipal chief imam and in penny for Edin Shishe Yaba Senator Betty Aboa do ora titiri omo amwe school amoko school a be amadum pempenso a amon here a push to be able to further their education enu na edi bremo ntirumunka ho na yemfa sanhye no embrem ene ne nchire nso na efri ho a na yakọ National Chief Imam Press Conference Hall ewo Kanda in Accra and also no will bring you live on Baraka 98.7 FM and again on Facebook and also on YouTube. Ntino aha enedi enenhye no enejumedi no ADC. In the meantime no on behalf of the entire crew we say munkoso no muntie Baraka 98.7 FM, the station with the blessing.
Baraka FM.